everybody, welcome to Lisa's Art Room. Tonight we're going to be finishing up our Orchids and Cats junk journal. So y'all come in and say hi, let me know you're here. We are going to get started on this in just a minute. We're live on Facebook if you see the little red button at the top left. If not, it's a replay. I'm going to get you guys pulled up. Hey Dawn. Alright, there it is. Okay, so we're going to be finishing this up. It's going to be a longer live because I got to put all the signatures in and everything. But we're going to try to get it done. Hopefully I can. So let me just go ahead and get this started. I see I got a few people on here. So we are ready to go. All right, one second. Okay, that looks all right. All right, so I did a few things since the last lives. I'll just walk through that real quick with y'all. Clear out some space. So let's see, what all did I do? It wasn't a ton, but I got to decide what order I'm going to put these in. I think I'm going to have the black kitty first. I've got one of these that has something on the back. That one. I don't think I want it on the back. I think I want it in the middle. Alright, so let's just do it this order, I think. So, what did I do? I just added a little bit of just finishing touches. Not much at all. So I added this, I had this one piece of paper left that was kind of pretty, and I just thought I would just use it as just a fold over journaling space. I'm just securing it with a paper clip. So I did that. Let's see. So I added pictures to these pockets. I had the two orchids that were smaller, and I made them bigger. So they're bigger now. And it fit better in those, and I just sewed around both of those. Okay. Oh, it's hitting that paper clip. I was like, why isn't it working? Nothing there. Nothing there. Nothing there. Alright, that's all I did in that. So this one, I think I added this card. This is from Steinlen, 1859 to 1923. So somewhere in that time period. I think this says... It kind of looks like 59, but that doesn't make sense. I bet it's longer than that. I bet it's like a 6 or something. I can't tell. I can't read it. It's too little. But what else did I do? This is the same. It's just got that on one side, that on the other side. Wheel's the same. Oh, I changed this a little bit. I basically just added some of the die cuts. They're thicker, so they are now embellishments on there. And they just have a little more weight to them, so they show up as more of a 3D kind of element. So I did that. I just added washi here and there, so a little bit of washi there. And they're all just kitty cat things. So there's that one. So that's the same, I think. Yeah. I think I added that little embellishment there. So mostly it's just a little bit of embellishing here and there. And I think I added this card, a kitty cat, and I glued that down and then just added a little bit of washi there for a tuck. So this one, anything new? I think I added this sticker. It says Friends Forever. I may have added that. I can't remember. I'm trying to remember what I added and what I didn't. I added a little belly band here. Just I had that sewn one left, so I wanted to stick it somewhere, so I put that there. I added the charm onto here. I said I was going to add it, and I forgot to do it, so I added that little kitty cat. Can you see it? I'm trying to see if it shows. I can't tell if I'm in focus. I'm too close. Anyway, it's just a little kitty cat. So I added that charm. I added a little bit of washi there. I think I added these two. Just backed them on some paper that was similar. So a couple little journaling cards. And oh, I changed this a little bit. I added these die cuts with the little paw prints. Thought that kind of finished that off. And I had this piece of paper I wanted to use, so I stuck it in here. We're going to do something with it. I think I'm just going to make a little tuck. I'll do that real quick. Hey, Angela. Hey, Cindy. Hey, Nancy. Hey, Deborah. Virginia. All right, I think that's everybody. All right, so this was just some paper that I had played around with, some sprays, some distress. What were these? I think these were the Dilutions ones I bought. Is that what it's called? Dilutions? Dilutions? Let me see. I think it is. Trying to see if it's the right colors, if that's what it was or not. I think it is. I think it was, yeah, Dilutions. It's a Ranger product. But they're just ink sprays. I'm pretty sure I sprayed it with those. Or I stuck it on acetate and dipped into it, one or the other. Can't remember. I did it a while back. But the color matches, so I wanted to stick that in here. And I didn't want to just do a normal pocket. I think I'm just going to tear it and make a little tuck. I don't even want to tear it this way. Just because it was so pretty. I didn't want to waste it. Honestly, I'd probably get 2 out of it. How wide is that? About there. So I'm just going to add a little tuck. And feasibly, I won't put it here, but I could probably get another one out of it for something. I don't know if I'll use it in this journal though. So I'm going to ink the edge of that with just something similar color, maybe a pink, blue, maybe a blue. Let's do a blue. I think, let's try this peacock feather. Yeah, that works. A little bit of an edge. I don't think I'm going to put anything in the pocket. I might later. Well, it depends. If I find something, I'll throw it in there. And you'll see it on the flip there, but I don't know what I could put in there right now. I don't think I have anything that size. So we're just going to glue that down. Where do I want glue? Just on the long corners. Is that sized right? Yeah. Okay. Just double checking. This is on that medium weight cardstock. It's not real heavy. It's almost a lightweight cardstock. So I'll put that there. All right, I think it'll just be a little tuck. The colors were so pretty, I just wanted to use them. I could even add some lace, honestly. It's so pretty. I've got this lace. Let me see. Do I have a piece big enough? Let me see if I have a piece big enough. Maybe. Perhaps. That one. That one will work. Do I want it up here or do I want it here? Oh. Yeah, I think on the bottom. I'm just going to add this right about there. Just give it a little something. Should I use Fabri-Tac? Yeah, let's use Fabri-Tac. This lace, I actually got this lace at Goodwill. It's got a decent amount of room for gluing. Sometimes there's so many holes in lace that you can't glue it. There, just a little something on there. Okay. I'll save that. I don't know what I'm going to do with it. Something. Let me just, I'll look at my cards real quick and just see if I have anything I can toss in there. I feel like they're all too short with the stuff I have left. Is there anything in here that I haven't used? Honestly, I've used most of them. Use that. I don't know if I've used that. The color's not perfect, but I don't remember using it. I think I might have printed it on larger paper and have it hidden somewhere. Possibly. Very possibly. Alright, we'll just throw that in there, just so it has something in there. This is from, I believe, a book. Oh, I have no ink on there. So, Library of Congress picture from Alice Barber Stevens, 1885, Sketches from Cat Life. So that's what that is. I'm just going to toss that in there. And I do have a sticker that says Cat Life. I know I do. Which would be appropriate. Let's see if I can find it. Where are my stickers hiding? Alright, stickers. There you are. I know I saw one. Yep, I do have one that says Cat Life. Color's not perfect, but it does say Cat Life. Why not? I'm just going to stick it there. I'll put a little bit of glue on it. Well, the stickers aren't bad. They're pretty sticky, but I'm going to put a little drop of glue. I'm just going to put it there. Just something. All right. Yeah, nothing else is really appropriate, I don't think. Okay. All right. So let's go through. I'll put some washi there. I just inked that one, so it wasn't inked. Put washi there. Put washi there. So just little teeny touches here and there. And I put a eyelet for a charm. And then I have this charm that I showed you. And then just a couple of pieces of lace that I've sewed together. And we're just going to add this. It's going to be very basic. And I'll stick it through after we put the lace on there. But it's just going to, I think I'm just going to feed it through here somehow. I'm not real sure, but something. I think I'll put the hook there. It's got like a little hook on this one. See if I can do it without losing the actual charm. I'm trying to get the charm to sit where I want it to sit, ideally. Let's see if that'll work. Yeah. So, and then we'll attach this. So, that'll be like that. There's a cat and flowers. I thought it was appropriate for this journal. So, hopefully I won't forget to add it. I'll try not to. Alright, so let's start getting these ready to sew in here. So I said this one first, this one second, and that one third. So Bombay, Bingle, and Brown. Will I remember that? Probably not. We'll try to. Alright, so I got to get all the stuff out of these so that I can put them in, because I can't do it with all the stuff in here. So those who watch me know how I do it. I would have loved to have done it ahead of time, but I did not. So I'm sorry. You're going to have to watch me do it. But all I do is I have stickies that are labeled A, B, C, D, so forth. And take out the ephemera, put a little sticky on it with the letter, put another sticky here with the same letter. Okay? So that's all I do. And then I just make a pile. That way, and I only do it on pages where things are going to fall out that aren't attached. Okay, this is magneted, but I might accidentally sew that in, so I think I will do that, just so I don't accidentally sew it. I've found this is the best way to take out all of my ephemera and get it all back in the quickest, most efficient way. Because if you just pull all of your ephemera out to do your signatures, trust me, you're going to have a hard time remembering where everything went. And I've used these several times. They usually hold up for a while. They're just Post-it notes that I tore in half. And you don't have to label every single one, just as long as you have it in the pile in the order. Anything else? No. Let's put that. Put it there. This, it might not fall out. But I'll just pull it out. I'll try to do this as quickly as I can. My H's and my I's look the same. Alright, so yeah, here. loose, and that's in there, so it's not going to go anywhere. All right, so that'll be that one. See how much thinner? Now it'll be easier to handle. So do the next one. I usually run out and have to do numbers most of the time. So I'm trying to get my website up and running, guys, so I can post all of my stuff that I have for sale on there. I just went ahead and basically upped my website to include tax jar, which will help me with the issue I'm having with my taxes, because I have a nexus in Georgia and I have to charge tax for people who live in Georgia. Sales tax. It was very complicated because there were like something like 600 counties, all with different tax brackets, and it was just going to be too overwhelming for me to try to enter it manually, and TaxJar supposedly does it for me, so I'm going to give that a shot. It wasn't that much more than my normal website per year, so hopefully it will be worth it, so that I can get my stuff on there for sale and not have to worry about, did I charge tax for the right people or not. So I'm working on that. But if there's any journals, guys, that you've seen me do and you want to buy, just send me a PM. I will tell you the price and you can decide if you want it until I get organized. I was thinking about doing an auction, but to do the live auctions like the other girls do, you got to have viewers. And seriously, guys, I get 4 to 7 viewers most lives. I don't know why, but that is all the viewers I have during their own live. I get people watch replays, but hardly anyone seems to be watching me live. So an auction isn't really a good option. There's one there too. Okay, one more. Down to that. And this one. And we'll pull these 2 out. I know where they go. I'm not worried about it. I'm just going to put them in the front. And we've also got that writing board I'll pull out. We're getting there. Okay. Think I'm gonna run out? Never sure if I'm gonna or not. I'm not sure if I still have numbers in there. I think I do. Might just be the alphabet. But you can see it's relatively quick. It doesn't take forever. That shouldn't be an issue. All right. So what's left? Couple? Yeah, just a couple. From my post-it notes. go with yellow. So we're just going to do one here. I think this will be an issue. Yeah, there's nothing in there. Okay. All right. That almost. A lot of ephemera in here. It's a full journal. Okay, that should be fine. It's not gonna, I don't think it'll hit the signature. And I think this is fine. Yep. Okay, so here we go. Now we've got them all as thin as they're gonna get for sewing in. Okay. So we need our thread and our templates. And hopefully one of my older templates will work and I'll have to make a new one because I did not bother to look. It should logically basic size 6x9. What do you think? Will this fit? If I put it to the sewing line, that's pretty close. And then that line matches the paper perfectly. All right, we can work with that. Okay, so this is a 5-hole pamphlet stitch template basically, and I've got these spread out probably 1/2 inch. I've varied it in the past. Sometimes I go a little further than 1/2 inch, sometimes a little more, but I feel like 1/2 inch works pretty good. I think I used this one last time and it worked pretty good. It all depends on, honestly, how thick your signatures are. I mean, if my signatures were, when I have them like this, if they were really far apart, then I would worry about it. But these, if you hold up where my holes are, and I have it sewed in there, that's pretty close. I think I will be fine with it working with those holes. Okay, so that's kind of how I determine it. I just kind of look at it, hold something up, determine how far apart I want the holes, and I just go from there. But and then punch holes in here. I usually start with the middle and then measure out the same amount, and then mark one side top, because it will, no matter how much you measure, guys, these holes will never match up both ways. So you want to know which one's the top, because the distance from where I put this in here to the top will be different than if I turn this, and the distance from here to here. I mean, you can kind of see it. This is obviously just a little bit longer, and it just always seems to work that way, so it's much safer to mark it top so that you know. So we're going to start out with the back one, because I find that easier to start from the back. In this case, it's this little brown tabby one, and we just need to mark the holes for this first. Now this is going to be, it's fabric. Fabric can be challenging, but at least I don't have a bunch of lace on there, so maybe it won't be too bad. This fabric is, I try to get it glued down, but it almost always is not completely glued. Like right there, it's totally loose, so I will probably have a little bit of an issue getting through there. It's just the way it seems to be. So we're going to mark this. I'm going to try to just kind of center this and then it should work out as long as it's centered. Because I don't want to cut a new one just to make it perfect, you know. Perfect would be exactly end to end, but it's too much work. I'm going to use a chalk pencil, I think. So probably a black chalk pencil in this case, which is this one. The question is that sharp enough? Probably not. Let's see if I can find my sharpener. I know you're in here somewhere. I usually run it through my battery operated one or my electric one, but I've got a hand one here. I think I can get it to work. Sometimes it just breaks. That's why I like my electric one better. It's not too bad. I think it'll be enough. All right, so we're going to line this up and make our holes. Now, I made this spine approximately 2 inches. And it's a soft spine, so it doesn't really have a lot of form to it, but I did fold it as much as I could and kind of figure out, you know, center and all that. So I lined it up, found the center, and then found where I wanted this to go. So this should be approximately 2 inches. This is a little bit wide. Not a big deal, as long as I get my center line with this center line. That's really all I have to do, and I'm just going to go off of that little eyelet I put in there. So I feel like that was pretty close. Let me just look at it. It's close. It's not perfect, but it's close. I think it'll be all right. So I'm going to try to, as you can see, it's kind of hitting a little bit off to the left. So I'm going to go a little bit off to the left because I don't want to risk it. But I feel like right there is my center, and then on the bottom, I can kind of see this little crease. I'm going to try to get the center there. And then usually I clip it, but I think I can hold it. So I'm just going to mark these holes. Hopefully it'll show on this fabric. Now, if you want, you can just poke the holes without marking it and just do it all at once, but I don't really trust myself not to move. Let's see if I can see them. This one's a little faint. Okay, I can see them. So that has my 3 holes, and then I've got a piece of foam. It's just some foam. And then I've got my awl. You've never done a 5-hole? It's more complicated. I'm not gonna lie. It's more complicated than a 3-hole. I have a cheat sheet that I use every time because I can never remember which hole to go to next. But it does hold a lot better than a 3-hole pamphlet stitch. So I do like the 5-hole better for that reason, that it just simply holds better. So I'm gonna put a decent hole through here, hopefully, coming down to where my awl starts to get fat. I just kind of hold my finger there so it stops in about the same spot. And hopefully I will be able to see this on both sides. Sometimes I can, sometimes I can't. Because you know how fabric is. But luckily that's where having that little bit of a black mark there will help some. All right, let's see. Do you think I can see it on the other side? Barely. So, let's see if I can show you. Can you see those holes? You can kind of see them. You can definitely feel them. All right. So that's the holes for that. We may or may not be changing that up. Depends if I can hit it. And then we've got our first signature. So you just want to go through and make sure everything is in the right position. Let's go ahead and get our thread ready. What color thread shall I use today? It's going to be covered with lace on the outside. The inside will be whatever my middle pages are. These are not very sticky. Hopefully they stay in place, or I'll be ripping them out of the middle. So that's green. Oh, I know they're not all green. Let's see. Maybe we'll just use a neutral color for this one. I don't think they're all. Let me see. There is some green in that. Let's see what the color is on this one. A little bit of green. I could do a greenish color. All right. Why not? The lace is pink, but it doesn't matter. So I'll use this color. I bought these off of Amazon. I have a link in my favorites, I assume, if it's still good, because I bought them so long ago. That's a good question. I don't know. So you need 3 times the length of your journal. 1, 2, 3. I usually give myself a little extra just because I don't want to fight with it. It's 3 times, and you need a needle that is large enough, but you don't want the head to be a whole lot larger than the body of the needle. So try to pick one that doesn't have a super fat head, because what that does, if the head's too fat, it makes the hole bigger, and then things move around more. So try to pick one that's got, you know, a medium size head versus body. I guess that's the only way I know to say it. So I'm going to go with that one. Yeah. Ideally, one that's a little blunter is better. Mine isn't blunt, although I have sanded it down a little bit trying to get it a little blunter, because when it's pointy, it tends to want to pierce your thread. So it is a little helpful to have it not be sharp. But I haven't been able to find one that's not sharp. I need to see if I can find one. I know that they make them that aren't sharp. I don't know what they're called. They're some sort of special needle. I don't know if is it embroidery? I really don't know. But anyway, so make sure that everything's in the right place. Everything is the right direction. If you have any short pages or anything, make sure you move them into the position you want. I don't do a lot of short pages. I just don't. I don't know. It's not my thing. So mine is typically pretty much straight up. And then you want to open to your center. And you want to make sure that everything is pushed as tight as you can into that fold? No. I don't know. I can't think. Into the center. I don't know. And you need clips. I like clips. Some people use clips, some people don't, but I like clips. I'm going to use these. These Dollar Tree ones work pretty good. I was using binder clips, but I found I was snagging on them more than anything. So I'm going to put this here, and then I'm going to put my middle in to get my holes, but I want to kind of just get these in place a little bit. I'll move them in a second. All right, so nice and snug. Now, you don't want it snug flat, okay? Because snug, see how it doesn't lay flat? I don't know if you can, okay. It lays about like that, because when it's flattened, all this opens up. So you want to keep it at like almost a 45-degree angle, okay? When you're snugging everything down. Don't come apart, because that changes where the center hole meets all the other pages. I know a lot of you already know all this, but so then you want to just fold your little template and put it in there, and it's going to go, it's going to go with the top to the top, and then the center hole is the one you're going to use. So I usually just line it up where my line is, and then pull this over here, I find it easier to put these on first, and then all I have to do is just kind of slide them over, but I don't know if it's the easiest way to do it or not. For me it is. So now I've got that on there, and that hole should be right in the middle because it's done at like a 45 degree and everything's pushed in there nice and tight. So now you just need to poke that hole, but you don't want to flatten it out to poke that hole because you would open it up again and change the position of the pages. You keep it at an angle, okay? And then you get your awl, and you find your holes. You can start with whichever one you want, but I usually start at the top, I think. And when you push it through, so I've got it in the hole, and then I'm keeping it folded, and then I'm going to push it through, okay? Because what that does is it ensures that it's coming out right on that seam, okay? If I was to open this up flat, it would not come out right on that seam. Okay, so we get all of our 5 holes. Okay, so now we've got those holes. And now we want to remove this. Don't leave it in there. So same thing, move your clips just over. Don't take them out, just move them. Try to keep it folded. So you don't want any of those pages to move. You want them to stay where they were. But you got to take that out or you'll be ripping it out because you'll sew it in. So now we've got this, and we're going to start sewing. So let me get my cheat sheet because, like I said, I can never remember. I don't know that it's that difficult. I just, for whatever reason, I can't remember. So this is my cheat sheet. If anybody wants a copy of it, just let me know, and I'll just scan it and give it to you. But for me, it's not confusing, but hopefully it's not confusing anybody else. I've got it marked top. So my first hole is in through the middle. I come for the center because I want my tying spot to be on the inside. If you want to tie on the outside of your journal, you start from the outside. Whatever side you start from is where your thread's going to end up. Okay? So I go in through there, and then it says out through the next side. So in, and then out through here, and then in through here, and then you're going to skip, and 3, 4, no, and then you're going to go here. So 3 to 4, back through here, then you skip the middle one. You go all the way to 5, in, out here, and then in here, and then the final one will be out there. Okay? It's not overly confusing. I don't know. For whatever reason, I just can't ever remember. I think I have just too many other things to think of. So, leave yourself a little bit of a tail. Doesn't have to be a ton, but enough that your needle won't fall out. So, I don't know, however much you like. And we'll start at the middle. Getting through this part is usually the easiest. And then I pull it through until it is right about here, and I usually clip it to my book. That way I know it's not going anywhere, and I don't have to worry about it while I'm binding, that I'm going to rip it out. So you can clip it, you can not clip it, it really doesn't matter, but I like to clip it, which is why I give myself a little more thread. Alright, so using our little guide, make sure I've got it marked top so I know which one's top. So in through the middle. So the middle is the middle back, okay, because this is the last page. I do the last page because it's easier for me to see the next holes. I've seen people that don't like to do it that way, and I don't understand it, but for whatever reason, they say it works. I don't know. So in through there, you're going to catch on everything because that's just the way it works. Now, I don't pull it completely tight because I can't work with it when it's completely tight. I just can't. So in, and we come down. Let me put this somewhere you guys can actually see it and I can see it. So the next one is coming through here from the other side. So find your hole. If I can find it. Is that it? Yep. So go through there and then go through here. Now it should go through very easily. If it does not go through easily, it's probably crooked or something. And sometimes you're just going to fight with it, guys. I don't know what to tell you, but you will. All right, so now I'm through there. Now I come in through this next one. And like I said, catching on everything. Always do. And then through this one. Okay, now we're going to come back to the one we did here. This is where it gets complicated because I'm going to try to zoom in. Just y'all yell at me if I get out of. I'll try to zoom in a little bit. I don't get too close because then it'll get out of the center. I know I will. All right, so I'm going to try to come in through here, but I can't split that thread. That's the most important part. So you have to kind of, I turn it because it's just easier. You have to kind of make sure that the thread that you had in there is pushed off to the side just a little bit, and you're coming in right next to it. Okay? And if you're lucky, it works and you don't split it. Just try to kind of look at it and see. And by splitting it, I mean, you know, going through that thread as well. Because if I go through that thread as well, I can't tighten it. And also on this fabric, even if I get a little piece of fabric in there between the two, it'll keep me from tightening it. Which I feel like I did get a little piece in there. I'm trying to see. The thread on the fabric on the book, I can usually just break if that's the issue. But if I get the thread on the, yeah, just a teeny tiny bit of it right there. There. Okay. Because this fabric's loose, sometimes you'll catch the thread will separate from the fabric. I don't know how to explain it, but just try to make sure there's nothing catching it anywhere. So then we're gonna come through here, and you can pick a side that is not, so the thread is going this direction, so I want to try to come on this side. If I come on this side, I'm gonna hit that thread. So I'm trying to come on this side of it. So as I'm holding it up here, I'm trying to stay just to the other side of that so that I'm coming out next to it and not into it. All right, so there's that one. I got to turn it around so I can see what I'm doing. So that was number 4. Yeah, that was 4. Okay, so now we're at the point where we skip. So we're skipping. Am I catching? Yeah. So we go to that one, this one, okay, and then we go to the top one. I'm sure it makes sense logically. It's just, you know, me. Okay. And through that one. And I think it'll be easier for me to turn it this way. And in through this one. Okay, now we're going to go back through here. Same thing. Stay to the side of that thread. Try not to split it. Sometimes you can kind of push it underneath the thread that's coming out. Sometimes. Not always. Oops, I caught on something. There it is. I always catch on my clips. That's why the binder clips, I guess, are a little better if you lay them flat. I don't know. I don't like dealing with them flat because I don't have fingernails. I can never open them. So then we're going to come back through this hole. Remember, I just came in the middle there, so I got to come through this one and try not to split the thing again. So I'm trying to stay to the side of it. It's not going too bad today. And then we're going back to the middle. Okay, same thing. Watch your thread. keep it off to the side, hopefully. Did I get it? I think so. Yep, okay. And through the middle. All right. So that is the basics of the 5-hole pamphlet, and then you come out in the middle and you're going to tighten everything up. You can pull off your thread at that point. Now we just got to tighten everything up. You're going to want to be on each side of what I call the bridge. So there's like a little thread there in the middle, and each of your thread goes on each side of it. Okay, and then that's what's tightened. So we want to make this completely tight to the journal. So you just got to start figuring out hopefully which ones pull which ones, and it's always, for me, it's complicated. I don't know why, but I can never figure out which string pulls which one for whatever reason, and I just fight with it until I get it. I'm sure there's an easier way, and I don't know what. Let's see, which one does this go to? I'm trying to figure out which one that is. Logically, it should be that one, right? No, not that one. So this one? No. It has to be that one. There it is. All right, and then we'll take that one. And there. And I just play with them until it's completely snug to that, and these don't move around a lot. Like that one, that's too loose. See how loose that one is? It's too loose. So I got to tighten that one up a little bit more. If you can't get your finger in there, you can use your tweezers. Just kind of. The problem is each one you think doesn't control that one. It affects all the others, so you kind of, and then doing it each direction does work, but it also makes your middle hole big. So you got to kind of be careful doing that. That's why I kind of just work it in there, because when I tighten them this way, I seem to get that middle hole just starts getting too big, and it doesn't look as nice. So let's see, a little bit better. All right, that's acceptable. All right, and then once you get it to where you think you want it, you can leave a little bit hanging. Don't leave a little bit hanging, that's up to you. Tie it on there and do a double knot, a square knot ideally. And you can cut it off, or you can tie it in a bow or whatever. I usually leave them dangle because sometimes people like to put charms on them and stuff, and so I just leave them. I don't have a lot of cat charms, so I'm not going to be putting charms on them, but I'm not going to cut them off. I'm just going to leave them dangle. All right, so there's one. We got one done. How long did that take? Way too long. Think we can get all three? I don't know. We're going to try. Oh, don't take that out yet. All right, so one's in there. So the next one would be, which one? Oh, yeah, it's Bingle, right? Yeah, okay, Bingle. Next one's Bingle. So we're gonna get this one all set up. Find the center. There's a short page on one of these. So this is a short page. So I just want to put it where I want it. I just kind of want it even between the two. I just try to get that as even as I can. It's not a huge deal, but I'll try to. And make sure everything looks good. Everything's the correct direction. And when I feel like I'm okay with it, just kind of force everything down. Nice and flat. And put my clips. One clip. I'm a little bit off on top there. Let me play with that. See what that did to that one page. Oh, it's good. Okay. There, better. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, it's nice and snug in there. Put our thing top. Line it up. Got that line there. It's hard to do on camera. I'm trying to hold it and maneuver everything. Make sure that's seated. It's seated. All right. Make that snug. Are we the right direction? Yeah. Make sure everything looks all right before I go poking holes. I think we are okay. All right. So find your centers and poke your holes. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay. And pull out our template. So I'm just sliding those over just ever so slightly, keeping it snug together. Don't want it to move. Pull out our template so we don't sew it in there. And grab some more thread. So 1, 2, 3-ish. And I waste a little bit of this thread, but it was not that expensive. And sometimes I just keep the little pieces to use for ties or things like that. You could use them for that hand sewing thing I showed you the other day. Anything like that. Okay. Thread our needle. And through the middle. Pull it to where we want to be. And this clipping is optional, guys. You don't have to clip it. I do find it helps. At least it helps me. Just, I don't worry about pulling it out then. Don't know that I've ever pulled it out, but I might. Get careless. Okay, through the middle. And then down to the next one down. And I don't try to go through both of these at once because it's just too difficult. It's much easier to go through one at a time. It's hard to do with my left hand though. I am not left-handed. I'm a little bit ambidextrous, but it's definitely easier with my right. That's why you see me flipping it a lot. And through there. And through the third one down. Okay. And then this one. And then we want to go to this one, right? Yeah. So back to the one we just went to. Make sure you stay on the side of the thread. I'm kind of pushing it with the inside to get that out of my way. I thought it was grabbing something. Okay, guess not. Let me see. Oh, I was like, why is it so short? I was like, okay, it did grab something at some point. There we go. I couldn't figure it out. There. Alright, so back to this one. So this thread needs to go downward. And you'll feel, if it's, sometimes you'll push it in there and it's not coming through, that means it's one of those pages in there just got moved ever so slightly, and it's causing you issues. So we skip the middle one, go to the top, or the next one up, the one down from the top. But it's not I don't think it's that difficult, guys. It's just remembering which holes to go into. Just keep the cheat sheet, guys. It just makes life easier if you get confused. Let's see, I'll try to get this right hole. It's like, make sure you go in the right one. Don't go in the third one. That would be bad. We want to make sure we go in the right hole. So this one. If I can find it. I can't quite see it. I can feel it. I think it's right here. I might have to push it through. Oh, there it is. Okay. Not sure if I was going to be able to find it or not. Come on. A lot of papers to go through. All right, and then down one. Which direction do I want to be? I think I want to be this direction. So here. And back through this one. Got to see which way to move the thread. I have to look at the other side to see which direction it's going. So this side. Get it? Oh, I got a little bit of fabric in there. Here, I'm going to try to show you guys what I mean. Okay, let's see. I don't know if you can see it because it's so... So, do you see how I have a little bit of fabric between the thread and the green thread? Just a little bit. You don't want that because that will stop it from pulling tight. So I got to come in and try to not catch that. Okay, and just try to move it over. I think I got it. And then sometimes if I really can't get it to work right, then I'll just snip it. It's not a huge deal, but I usually don't have to snip it. Usually I can get it to work right. You just don't want that little thread piece in there, because what it does is I'm trying to see if it's there. There's one tiny strand which will probably break when I pull it. Just one tiny strand. Let me see if I can go through it. But yeah, that's the hardest part when you're done with the fabric, is catching those threads of the fabric. There, I got it. And you don't tend to do it as much when your needle isn't super sharp, but that is an issue. All right, so this one goes this way. Get it? And one more. Okay, one more down. We just need to tighten everything up. Okay, Lori. All right, so snug everything up. Which one is it? This one. looks a little loose. Try to go a little bit tighter. No, something didn't pull. All right, where is it? I can't figure out this middle one. This is this one. This is, no, that one's not tight. Come on, tighten up. There it goes. Just wasn't going tight for me. And that goes, where does that go? There. No. Okay, where is it? Oh my goodness. It's pulling the wrong one. There. Got it. Okay. Sometimes if I pull the wrong ones, I end up with a really short string, which is why having a longer string helps. I don't know if I'm the only one that struggles with getting them tight, but I do like them to be snug. It just means it's going to hold in there better. Make sure you're on each side of the bridge. Just cut this off a little bit. We'll save that piece. That's a decent piece. And okay. One more down. Get two in there. And we need the last one. Same thing. Check all your pages. Make sure they're the right direction. I don't have any short pages, I don't think. Nope. Okay, so it should just fit like that. Nice and snug. Find the middle. Where is the middle? There it is. And if you're good at it, you can go ahead and stick this in there. Sometimes I can. It just depends. Oh, I hit the pocket. I was like, why isn't it moving? There. We'll try to get it in at the same time, so I don't have to move it. There's 1, 2. No, something moved. Hold on. No. No, that's all right, I think. It's just it's a tad off, but it might just be that one of those pages is slightly bigger. Which sometimes happens. All right, I think it's all right. Everything's seated. Nicely seated as I can get it. It keeps moving. Stay where you're supposed to stay. All right. So we got that. It's on the line. It's on the line. All right, I think we're good. All right. All. Okay, and pull out my template. Don't forget to hold it snug when you're moving that. Okay, we're almost getting there, guys. Always seems faster after the first one. I don't know why. Unless I run into an issue, it's usually faster. All right, center. Got that viewfinder there. I'm going to scooch that over, or whatever it is. I don't know what it is, something. There. All right. There's one. Into things. Come on. Okay, and then down to the next one. And here. There. It's hitting something. Hold on. This is the part where I think that fabric was loose. Oh, it's still there. It's just not quite in the right spot. There it goes. Okay. Back up through 2. Try not to split it. And on the side of the thread, yes. I'm getting resistance. Okay, there it is. And this is where we skip our middle, go up to the next one. And into that one. So are y'all getting the hang of this? It's not that bad, guys. I promise it's not that bad. It's just, you know, you get the hang of it after a while, I think. And then back down over here. Make sure I'm on the right side of that thread. No, I'm gonna catch this clip. There. Let's see. Turn it. I think I'm catching the material. Doesn't want to come out next to the thread. There you go. And to the center. Okay. And last one. There we go. Make sure I'm on the right side of my bridge. All right, there we go. Now we gotta tighten it. So just a fraction, guys. Pull off our clips. And figure figure out tightening this thing. So this goes, let's see which one pulls that one. This one is there. So I'm gonna pull this down a little bit and then up. No. There it is. Okay, let's see how tight that is. No, not quite. So close. Let's see. Start with that. Pulling the right one, I can't tell. I can't tell if I'm pulling the right one. There it is. Okay. Let's see if that's better. That's not bad. Okay. Make her knot. Make her knot. Okay. Alrighty. We have them in there. If all went well, they will all be lined up and fairly firm. Okay. So you just got to throw all the stuff back in. Which I'm going to do that after I get my lace on here. So I've got that lace I wanted to put on here. So we're going to do that with a little bit of Fabri-Tac. Where is it at? There it is. Okay, so I have this lace. I think I want it to go. I think I want it to go like that. I'm going to slide that underneath that piece. And then I want to see if my eyelet has an opening that I can get in and out of. I think if I push that over just a fraction, I can put it right through that opening. Okay, right about there. I don't know if I can keep it like that. Probably not. I'll probably just try to do the front and then flip it. Not the easiest thing to glue on there, but we'll make it work. Alright, so Fabri-Fix, Fabri-Tac. It's like, what am I using? I don't know. So we're just going to glue it. And I'm just going to go a little at a time and make it work. The Fabri-Tac should hold it just fine once it dries. So this one I'm going to kind of slide up under there a little bit. Pretty sure I have room. hopefully y'all enjoyed this journal. I've enjoyed it. Something a little different. You know, I usually just do seasonal stuff, and every now and then I want to throw something in there, you know, a little different, like the Alice in Wonderland one. I was going to do a fall one, but I don't think I have time, so I have fabric I picked out and everything, but unfortunately, I just don't think I'm going to have time. So, thought about trying to add another live, and the problem with adding another live is that the time I can do it, it's usually means I have to be able to have dinner and everything beforehand. And it gets a little complicated with the family schedule. I'm not putting glue on all those little teeny webby looking parts. Just putting on these main petals. Fabri-Tac has a long drying time, so I don't have to worry about this drying before I get back to it. But I don't know. If I added another live, I would have to do it at like, I don't know, 11 o'clock at night. Not that that's an issue for me. I'm up till 4 or 5 in the morning, so I don't have a normal schedule. But I have a feeling I would not get any viewers at 11 o'clock at night. I might, but I don't know. You know, you could always catch it on the replay, but let's see if we can get this on here. Try to push that signature out so I can curve it. Push that down. I'll let that one hang off a little. All right, let's get this last little bit. Sorry, I know you can't see because unfortunately it's the way I have to turn it. I don't think part of that's not hitting, so I don't think I'm going to cut it off. I think I'll just leave it. But ow, my tendonitis locked up. It's these jars. Oh, there's a little glue there. Mostly want to make sure these edges are down good. My fingers are going to be so sticky. Sticky fingers. Okay. Let's just do this one just a little bit. Come on. All right. It's like, I don't mind if these little petals stick over. I just didn't want the ones on the bottom sticking over because that would be where it sits and that would be more of a problem. But the top ones don't matter. They stick over a little bit. think we are good. Cute. I like the lace on there. All right. So put that needle back in there. Try to roll some of this Fabri-Tac off my fingers. But I did buy pretty fall fabric that I really wanted to do, and so I don't know, I'm kind of torn because I want to go ahead and get the Halloween stuff started, because if I don't, I'll never get it done before Halloween. And I'd love to sell the stuff because Dave does not have hardly any work right now, so we are going to be tight on money again because the movie stuff has died. I don't know what happened, but the last one he was working on stopped, and now there's nothing again. So it's always a challenge when you're freelance. All right, where's my awl? There it is. Okay. So much Fabri-Tac. Oh my gosh, get off my finger. I'm peeling that stuff off for a week. Alright, so there's that. We got a little charm. Let's get a little charm on there. So, this is that little hook. I just hooked this hook through the fabric. It's not quite centered. Let me try to center it better. It's got a little lobster claw in there. Try to get it. Try to hit this center spot if I can. Come on, get in there. I know there's got to be enough holes to get you in there. This lace. Are you going? Maybe, maybe not. Gotcha. Okay. Just trying to get it to sit. Hopefully right. I think I can feed this through and I won't have to do this again, but does that look right? Yeah, okay. So we're gonna put this, let's see if we can do this. So I think I wanted to come from the inside, so I gotta find the hole. Hopefully I didn't cover it. Did I completely cover it? I meant to come to the side of it just a little bit. Let's see if I can move that Fabri-Tac over just a little bit. There. Just need the tiniest opening. Okay. Let's see if I can do it. I gotta get in the center. And normally I just have a hook on there, but I wanted to use this little thing. If I can feed it through, I think I can feed it through. There. I think I'm gonna snip that so it lays better. It's a little odd. It's a different looking one, but it'll work. So it's just a little teeny tiny charm. You like it? I think it works for the journal. And technically it's removable. You just got to pull it back through the loop, but you could take the hook off there and pull it off, but that's a little more complicated. So I would say just leave it. I don't think it'll be in the way. It's not that big. All right, so there's that. And we just got to get everything back in and it will be done. All right, so we will start from the back. So we have this, and we've got our writing board. So the writing board is just to, if you have a page you want to write on, say I want to write on this page, but I don't want anything bumpy under it, you just lay it there. So you can write. We'll tack that right in there. And then it should be on this pile correctly from the back. So 4, where did I put 4? There it is. I do this every time. If I don't lay these little things together, then the next time I go to do this, it's always, I have to always pull them all apart and figure it out again. That's a pain, so try to remember to stick them together, then I can reuse them. Is this how I did this? I guess I just had it in there. So this has been a fun journal. I like it. It's cute. I will be selling it. I'm not going to keep it. I'm going to sell it. So if anybody has an interest, this is, I don't know how many pages this is. I'll have to count how many pages it is. Not that it matters. I usually just go by how much time I have in it. As far as ephemera and stuff, I usually spend about the same on all that. But time, that's a whole other thing. You can't even get your time back on journals, guys. No way. I'd have to sell this thing for $300, and I'm not going to do that. So I typically sell most of my journals for around $150, $165. But the smaller ones, I might go a little bit lower. And this one's not quite as big as my last one, I don't think. I'm leaning toward like 145 is what I'm leaning toward. So I know that seems like a lot, but trust me, there's a lot of work. A lot of time, a lot of work, a lot of product goes into these things. It's the only reason I haven't sold my Halloween one, honestly. The last one, the one I did last year, the Halloween one I did last year, if I was to sell that, I would not be happy unless I got at least 400 for it, because there's just too much work that went into it. So the Halloween one I do this year, I'm going to try not to go quite as elaborate so I can sell it at a decent price. Now, don't get me wrong, journals sell on Etsy for $400 or $500 all the time. I looked, and they do sell. I don't know. I have a hard time charging that much. Depends on how desperate I get for money. All right, come on. I know you'll go in there. It's got that bumpy top. It doesn't particularly like that bumpy top. Oops. Well, I guess I can close you. Cute though. You think it's cute, Don? I'm glad. I hope everybody thinks it's cute. I don't think this is P. What? Oh, that goes there. Okay. That. So this is just there. I don't know. You could attach something to it or just use it for a writing spot. Really couldn't decide what I wanted to do with it. I think I added that. out earlier. I really like this one. Turned out pretty. It's so funny too, because that paper is the paper I said I could stand when I first made it. And it ended up actually being like a favorite. Isn't that funny how that works? Have you tried selling? I have not tried selling on Etsy. And here's my problem. I have heard so many nightmares of people selling journals and the people either claiming they didn't get them or whatever complaint they might have and them not getting their money. Like Etsy just refunds the money and they don't argue with the customer basically. And that just terrifies me. You know, to think that they could just not pay me. So I haven't. I know some people do it and it's fine. And it might be fine. I don't know. It just makes me nervous. And you can insure it to a certain degree. The problem with insuring things is when you go to collect insurance on something you've insured that's artwork, they kind of want you to prove that it was like that item in the actual thing you mailed. And you usually don't have any way to prove it unless you videoed yourself taking it to the post office, videoed yourself putting it in the box. You know, how do you prove what was really in there? I don't know. I don't know how that works. Let's see. H. Where did I go? Oh, that's I. Okay. Okay. We're getting there. G. Do you sell anything on Etsy, Dawn? And I have a website. I have a Squarespace website that I can put stuff on now that I have the jar thing, the text jar thing. That will help, I think, a lot. So that's my plan, is to put it on my website. But it's still gonna, you know, won't have the traffic that Etsy has for sure. So there is that. This one goes in the back, I think. This one goes in here. Yeah. So next up will be our Halloween stuff. I'm going to do a Halloween journal of some sort. Probably something gothic-y or possibly apothecary type. I'll show you the fabric I got in a second. And then I want to do a vignette of some sort. So I'll be doing some sort of vignette again. So I guess I'm going to split it up between my 2 days. I just don't know if that'll be enough time. I may end up adding a day somewhere or two. Because most time it seems like these journals take me about 4 to 6 weeks. All right. Use the magnet. It's there for a reason. All right, is that it? One more. Our little fall kitty cat. This little fall kitty cat turned out cute. I actually like it. I like the little fall kitty cat. All right. That is it, guys. We got it done. That is a big journal. Yeah, it's not gator mouthed. I did good. Look how good I did. It's not gator mouth. I'm so proud. I'm so proud of myself for not gator mouthing it. Those who don't know what gator mouth mean, it's when your journal is like this and it's open and it won't shut. So how many pages do you think this guy has? Let's see. So 2, I hate counting pages. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18. Oh, that's not really a page. 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, 28, 30, 32, 34, 36, 38, 40, 42, 44, 46, 48, 50, 52, 54, 56, 58, 60, 62, 64, 66, 68, 70, 72, 74, 76, 78, 80, 82, 84, 86, 88 pages, plus the writing board and a few pages that are just tucked in there. So 88. That's decent. That's a decent amount of pages. I'm gonna write that down so that I don't forget it. That way I don't have to count it again. 88 pages. Cat. All right, so that is that one. It is all done, ready to be sold. It's cute. All right, so let me show you the fabric I got. So I bought some Tim Holtz fabric, which I have never bought Tim Holtz fabric before, but the place I was buying from had this, and I was like, you know what, that's really cool looking. So I bought this. This is called their Curator. And so I'm going to make the Halloween journal out of this. I don't know exactly what I'm going to do with it yet. I got to figure it out. But I thought that would be cool. So I have a feeling it's going to have kind of a apothecary feel to it. So that's what I think. I have lots of pretty fabrics that I've bought. Bought this Christmas fabric for our Christmas stuff coming up. That's pretty. They're gold and glimmery. So that's going to be Christmas. And then the fall one I bought, let's see if I can get to it. Which I don't know if I'm going to end up using it. I want to use it. I got these. 2 fall ones. So I don't know, maybe I'll try to do some sort of a small journal after Halloween, in between Christmas, if I have time. That would be, I think, the best way to do it. So we'll see. But that is it. That is our live for tonight, guys. We got it done in time. Got all the signatures in there. And so Wednesday, I'll be starting on one of the Halloween things. I'm not going to say whether it's the journal or the vignette because I don't know. I still have to make a plan and figure it out. Figure out what I'm going to do. I always feel like I have to do better than the last one, but I don't want to do better than the last one this time because my last one was so intense. So I'm not sure. I'm not sure. We'll try to do a good job nonetheless. So I will see you guys on Wednesday. Well, yeah. What is Sunday? The 8th? I'll probably do a stencil Sunday, so I'll probably be on Sunday. I don't know what I'm going to do. I do have a stencil I got a fall stencil. What is it? I have Fall Farmhouse Apples, which I assume is in stock. So maybe I'll do that one. I'll do something. All right, guys. I'll see you guys Sunday then. And then after that, I'll see you Wednesday for the next project, whatever that might be. Y'all take care. All right. Have a good evening. Bye-bye.